Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be HyperONE and CharatcR here on Force of Nature. Both players spawned in random. HyperONE announces that he is a Zerg because he's an honorable random player. Top right, it's gonna be our Zerg player HyperONE, and in the bottom left, it's gonna be CharatcR. He did not announce that he is Terran, so he is a dishonorable random player, as far as I know. Maybe they had agreement that HyperONE needed to say what race he was, but CharatcR didn't. I have no idea what they said before the game started. And there's a Carbot Zergling spinning around CharatcR's first base. So, early scout here. Harassing scout. Harassing drone scout here from HyperONE. Just, you know, trying to throw off CharatcR. And I don't know. I think CharatcR is pretty darn familiar. Oh, blocking. Proxy hatch opening here from HyperONE. Oh, wow. Man, HyperONE, your games are always so fun and so weird. And again, this is a map that HyperONE designed for a Team Liquid map contest called Force of Nature. He posted it on the Discords that he is in, StarCraft specific, and said, what should I name this? And then after a while, he came back and said, anybody who suggests a name featuring something like hot versus cold, I don't need your help to come up with a name like that. So apparently he named it Force of Nature. Okie doke. So it's a 3-hatch before pool opening. Oh, 3-hatch and an extractor before pool opening. Got a command center building inside the main base of CharatcR. We've got a bunker coming up. We've got Marines being produced. Are we going to cancel this, HyperONE? You have a couple seconds to do so. And nope, not going to cancel it. Wow. All right. So your spawning pool is still on the way here, which means you can't make anything except for drones from this hatchery, and they cannot make spine crawlers. So, I really don't know what your plan is here today, but we'll have to see, I guess. Anyway, wow. So yeah, HyperONE's a member of the Discord server. CharatcR is a member of the Discord server too. Pretty cool dudes all around. Marines, like, okay, yeah. I don't see any queens popping out of here yet. No lings popping out of here. No spine crawlers being produced. So I'm just going to stand on my ramp and just go just spray bullets at this thing. Maybe see if I can kill it. I mean, it'd take a lot of bullets, but I have infinite bullets because I'm a Marine. Honestly, pretty cool stuff, right? To be a Marine. Infinite bullets. Like, how cool is that? Honestly. The future is a cool place in the Caprulu sector. We've got a starport with a tech lab coming in back home. Well, not back home, just right here for our guy CharatcR. He's got a factory with a tech lab on it. A siege tank would be cool. A banshee would be pretty okay, but the queen anti-air is pretty awesome against banshees. Creep spread not getting, you know, too crazy here, just right up next to the hatchery. HyperONE on the other side, getting some gas, getting speed for his lings. Does he have a plan here? I don't know. Like, lings aren't going to bust this. I guess maybe if I was going to say, if the wall is down, but there was a supply depot under there. So there's a hard wall up right now. Lings are not getting through that. No way, no how. The only way is if they get a surround on this bunker. I mean, they're not able to kill it if only 3 lings can attack at the same time, especially if drones are pulled to repair that, which I assume CharatcR would do. Holy, 4th hatch coming in from HyperONE at 4 minutes. Okay. So his goal is to macro his face off. Banshees coming in. Cloak on the way for those Banshees here from CharatcR. And a 3rd CC coming in here too. Does he even know what HyperONE's doing? No. He's just, I got a 2nd base. Let's get a 3rd base all inside my main for reasons that I'm not entirely clear on. He's just using these for SCVs and mules, I guess, but he's oversaturating his main base like the dickens. There's just so many SCVs down here. It's kind of crazy. Ah! Banshee attacking. Where are you, Banshee? Banshee damage versus hatcheries is pretty good. Queen doesn't want to fight this and the Marines. So Lings, we got speed, we got a Queen, but gonna lose this hatch. I guess with the scan, you could wipe out this creep tumors and the creep roller seed pretty quickly, and we might just move in to a pretty normal game. So yeah, I mean, if HyperONE's plan here was to delay the second base of character, he admirably managed to pull that off. And if it's goal to out-macro him, oh, those Marines. Bad spot to be in. Who's going to win this? Ah, the queen dies. Quick. Banshee pilot, your job is to kill this hatchery. Nothing else matters right now. Take down the hatch and you shall be rewarded. Oh, another Banshee came. Never mind. There's your scan. Creep tumor down. Creep tumor down. These two need to die as well. I guess there's more creep tumors. Yeah, a lot of tumors die in here. But another scan is required to kill every tumor that's inside the natural base of character. And in fact, that's okay, except for this one. This one also needs to die. No, but seriously, it's right at character. It's right up there, man. Okay, well. So still blocked by creep is the natural base location. Lings checked to make sure if this base has been taken yet, and it hadn't, but then they left. So HyperONE's been droning. He's making 6 drones at a time. It's 43 to 40 workers right now, but character's got 40 workers at his main base. Character taking his third. Oh, these Lings. If only they knew. If only they knew. Is this in vision? No, he doesn't have vision over here. Oh boy, that's big. Character allowed to get a second base is massive here. Oh, that tumor is not dead because it's outside the scan radius. Oh no! I guess there's enough Hellions and Banshees that Lings probably couldn't do much to kill this base. And I mean, the lifting off is an option too. Quick, big SCV transfer. There are 33 workers on minerals in the main base. That's way too many. Pull them down. I guess we could do that and move across the map with our... Oh, we let our Hellions get surrounded by Lings out off creep. Okay. Character struggling a bit here. He's getting Infernal Pre-Igniter. He's working on Cyclones, but his Hellion count just got reset back down to 2. However, 3 Banshees are here, and an Overseer is ready to go too. So these Banshees cannot stand and fight against these Queens. They need to get out. There's a Spore and a Queen at the natural base, and the main base has a Spore and a couple Queens as well. So pretty much immune to harass here from these Banshees, to a certain extent anyway. Character, honestly, losing those Hellions was bad news. Finally, this creep tumor in the natural base, the last one gets killed by a Banshee, and bam, character is going to be able to land a second base. So here it's 7 minutes. If you came into the game at this point in time... Well, maybe after this thing lands. If you come into the game at this point in time where the second base exists and there's a little bit of creep out here, you think maybe proxy hat shenanigans, but everything's pretty normal. Oh, gosh. All right. So HyperONE just using Lings to great effect here. Just going after the refineries. Hellions are trying to shut this thing down. They're not going to save the refineries at all. Once again, if the Hellions want to fight against Lings, they got to kite them a little bit, and there we go. And the blue flame has arrived. Excellent. Now the Lings must live in fear of the Hellions because blue flame is the best upgrade against Lings in the entire freaking game. Roast them to death. Okay, new 4th base from HyperONE coming up just outside of his main. But character technically on 3 bases. Not that much is happening at the 3rd base now, but that's okay. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just Queens at this stage of the game. It's Queens intended to deal with... Ooh, Hellbat transformation is up. And that is a free Queen for sure. Double Cloaked Banshee. Hellbat's doing pretty decent damage to Queens. Like, not the best, but it's better than nothing. Okay, walking in. Baneling's doing bonus against those Hellbats because they're light. Beautiful Baneling hits. All right. More Banelings in production. Queens are going to shove away the Banshees. Banshees really suck against Queens. Most things do that fly. Character's got a 4th base, though. And he's making more factories. So he's going the old race car mech, which I think other casters call battle mech, but that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Banelings have speed, which is always a great upgrade. Centrifugal hooks, giving them an extra HP boost and a speed boost and a visual upgrade because they roll now instead of waddle. It's like one of the best upgrades in the game, honestly, just for that alone. Because rolling is like so much more terrifying than waddling. I don't know how to tell you. Oh gosh. All right. So this is HyperONE really just kind of taking a character. Yo! Natural base gone. You could have Baneling busted up this ramp if you had saved some of those Banes. There is not a lot up here, man. There's a couple Hellbats. Oh, get into the 3rd. Why are you not in the 3rd? Banshees are causing... Whatever. Screw the Banshees. You're Lings and Banelings. You can't do anything about that anyway. Get in here and kill this bait. Holy smokes. Character's expanding again. Character replacing the dead natural base with technically a 5th base over here way on the right side of the map. Banshee's harassing. Banshee's harassing. Banshee eating spore shots until it's dead. Banshee's going after extractors, not eating spore shots, therefore not dead. Lings, did you bring your... Okay, there were Banelings, but they showed up way late to the party, killed an SCV, and then that was it. There we go. Lings inside this third base. Worker count is 54 to 41 in favor of HyperONE, and it's getting worse all the time. More Banelings! Yeah, bought enough time for the Lings to wipe out every one of the SCVs at this third base, that's for sure. Dude, it's 54 to 34 total workers. I don't know how HyperONE is not just straight up winning this game, like, easily peasily, because, well, I guess characters expanding again to the bottom right. What is going on? Character's spending all of his money building bases, which honestly should be pretty easily killable here, although HyperONE insists on building Lings against this Infernal Pre-Igniter Hellion stuff. And I mean, I guess the Cyclones too, but they're way better against Cyclones than they are against Infernal Pre-Igniter Hellions. As we can see, the Cyclones die. And if the Hellions all die, then the Cyclones are all going to die. Yeah, alright. So it's 54 to 9. It should just be a straight up win for HyperONE at this point, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know how this game goes on much longer. Except that HyperONE doesn't know about this base or this base or this base, actually. He thinks he's got character set on one base. He's very proud of that fact. Dude, a siege tank would be pretty good at the top of this ramp, but I guess more Cyclones is what you're doing. Dude, 22. Okay, so then the 22 Banelings roll up this ramp. Everything dies. I don't know. Depends on how good the Hellion micro is in this game, but... Blah. No, run. Okay, it's not bad, Hellion micro. The Banelings are like, ooh, juicy SCVs. Wait, no, split your attention, Banelings. Killing workers. It's 64 to 32 SCVs. A lot of those Banelings exploded on a factory, which is a bad use of Banelings. But that's okay. Hey, look what was discovered. HyperONE found this base. Queen's accidentally getting over here, trying to spread creep, run into a planetary. HyperONE's like, wait, you have more bases than I thought you did, sir. Could we have a discussion about this, please? Dude, HyperONE's playing like me, except he's only got +1 attack and no armor upgrade. He's not going for centrifugal. He's not going for adrenal, which would really upgrade the effectiveness of these Lings here at 12 minutes. He's getting an infestation pit, so maybe he's on the way. Maybe he's got it in mind, right? So, once again, doesn't know this exists. He's kind of considering it. I don't know. Dude, Blue Flame Hellbats just rosh. God, Lings struggling against those Hellbats. Struggling, muggling. Oh, wait, what? No, okay. Free drones, everybody! Free drones for the roasting! Okay, trying to Baneling bomb this planetary. Oh my gosh! Just barely enough Zerg to shut that down. Okay, so it's 60 to 40 workers. HyperONE's up, but he doesn't know about this base. And he does know about this base. This is a crazy weird game, man. Creep spreading to not allow bases to come back here for a while anyway. Ooh, free Liberator, though. Attack the Liberator. Attack the Liberators. Transfuse your queen. Some of them are on creep. Some of them can transfuse. There we go. I like a good transfuse in the morning. Gonna try to Baneling bust this planetary next. HyperONE's expanding to the Rich Vespene Geyser base and another base on the top left side. That is not a Rich Vespene Geyser base, but whatever. And this too. So triple expanding is HyperONE. He's got an infestation pit. He's not using it to go to a hive, which is fine. And another Baneling bomb on a planetary. Yeah, it's good enough, I think. No. Turns out was not enough, but killed a lot of SCVs. So it's 67 to 33 workers right now. HyperONE continuing to creep spread over this way. Still doesn't know this base exists. Honestly, once I found a base of my enemies in this bottom right corner, I would check every base with a Ling just to make sure I knew what was going on. I feel like that'd be a good idea, but this has been the most crazy expanding pattern game maybe I've ever seen. Look at these Overseers. Overseers like, are there bases I don't know about? Like this maybe? No. Hang on, did he fly over this way? No. Overseer sort of did some good scouting. I mean, it was some good scouting. I'm not going to say it was bad scouting. But did not manage to find the base. That character is pretty much relying on right now. There's 6 SCVs and a mule at the bottom right, and HyperONE knows about it. +2 attack is on the way on the Lings, working on a Hive 2. Random Hellbat getting 8 kills over here at a base that HyperONE cannot be bothered to stop. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's the happiest Hellbat of all time. I think he's on hold position. I'm not sure that he needs to be. Researching burrow. If we don't see Adrenal started as soon as this Hive finishes, I'm going to riot. I don't know what it is about HyperONE games and Adrenal, but sometimes there's problems with that. Okay, scouting this base finally is HyperONE. But yeah, be sure to check out HyperONE's YouTube channel if you like crazy stuff like this. He's got one. There's a link to it in the description. Go over there, subscribe, let him know that Falcon sent ya. I love Hellions trying to kill a base. It takes a while. Okay, Hive is done. We're going to start a timer to see how long it takes Adrenal to finish up. And there's a Thor here, huh? I'm not sure that making a Thor against someone who's pretty much made nothing but Lings and Banes and Queens today is the greatest idea. Why is there a drone over here? I think he was told to follow this Queen, so he's dutifully doing that. Ah, look at character retaking his third, retaking his natural too. Very brave stuff. I like it. Man, these poor Thors. They just don't know what to do when Lings fully surround them like this. Come on, Adrenal. When did that Hive finish? Like at 15 minutes? Somewhere around 15? Let's see if Adrenal gets started before 20 minutes. I think that would be a good thing. Let's see if this planetary... Ooh, double planetary over here. Much harder to crack. You know what would be kind of awesome right now is, seriously, Mutalisk transition. I don't think we're going to see... Okay, I was going to say, we're not going to see many more Thors from character. He's still making Thors because he is. But Mutas are pretty good if you magic box them. Anyway. +2 vehicle weapons on the way from our guy character. I don't know how character is still alive. I mean, I guess he's still alive because he was allowed to expand in multiple places that HyperONE did not find, 1. Or 2, found and could not kill, which includes these bases. And is expanding up the left side, too. HyperONE's at 80 workers and like 7 bases and like just can't close this thing. Doesn't have any money in the bank. He keeps spending it as soon as he finds it. He's lost a full... Only 200 Lings have died today. How is that even possible? I don't know how we're at 17 minutes. HyperONE has 80 workers, 200 minerals in the bank, and hasn't even lost all that much stuff. I find it confusing. Also, no Adrenal yet, mind you. I'm not sure if... So if you like HyperONE games, you missed a 2v1 Archon mode match that he and a friend played against another friend. 2v1. 2v1 Archon, by the way. Like, check that out. The Zerg player in that game also completely forgot about Adrenal for a very long time. Just forgot it was a thing. Alright, Banelings can clear up Hellions pretty effectively. Did he just... Yep, so he Baneling busted one of the planetaries. 2 planetaries is a lot of Banelings to Baneling bust at the same time. Yep, throwing up some... Oh, okay. So I don't know what the Vipers are trying to do. I don't know if they're blinding Cloud or abducting or what's the plan, guys? Hellbat's down. That means the Lings are way more effective, especially, you know, if they had Adrenal, which they do not. Hey, look, a Roach Warren coming at 18 minutes. So HyperONE has decided that he can't win this game with Lingbane Queen. Well, and Viper. Viper's actually huge here by HyperONE. That is laudable. That is going into ye old Vipers for their spellcasting. Blinding Cloud. Abducts would be really good against mech in general, right? Mech is, I mean, Thors anyway are slow to move out of Blinding Clouds. You can abduct them into like groups of Lings and get them surrounded immediately. It's not bad. Problem is, it's 72 to 61 army supply. HyperONE has had a massive lead at one point in worker count, but couldn't quite finish the deal there. Couldn't close the door on character. And at this stage, I don't know, character's doing okay. He's got 80 workers of his own. His macro's kind of been insanely good over the last 3 or 4 minutes. This base staying alive is everything. These two bases, right? If these two bases die in the last 5 minutes, I think HyperONE just wins the game. But now it's turning into a much more annoying mech-style game for HyperONE to deal with. Blue Flame Hellions are absolutely murking all of his drones over here. The drone death count is significant at 80 right now. These guys are coming back, reporting for duty, and just getting barbecued. Ultralisk Cavern is coming in. Roachling, go. Roachling, Baneling, go. That's the spirit. Okay, so harassing Hellbats die. Normal stuff. Ultralisk Cavern, still no Adrenal, and we're at 20 minutes. Yeah, okay. So HyperONE has forgotten that Adrenal is a thing, or he thinks he already has it. Heck, maybe he pressed the hotkey. Maybe he went to the spawning pool, pressed the hotkey for Adrenal, it didn't register, and he doesn't realize that it didn't happen. Because I feel like, I don't know, that'd be a good explanation for why it doesn't exist. Characters expanded top left. This is so many bases. Love Lightning Cloud, Ravager, Baneling, Bust. All right. HyperONE takes down the bottom right base the characters had for, I don't know, 10 minutes now. But doesn't kill both of the bait. He's just going to relent. Finish him. Why are you letting him do this? Because they don't have anything that can... I mean, Ravagers could corrosive vial down a command center like that that's floating eventually. Ooh, Spire. Love a good Spire in this situation. I would say Broodlords, but man, Thors are good against Broodlords. And it's pretty much just Mass Thor here, which we've talked about time and time again on the channel. That Mass Thor is difficult. Difficult for Diamond level and lower Zerg players to handle. It's super frustrating. There's just a billion of them. They really pack a punch when they're all together like this. They have +2 attack. Dude, the Hellbat harassment. 99 drones have died. Make it 100 right there. 100 and 101. Hellbat's better against buildings than people think. Look at them killing this spine. Look at them take it down. One blat. One poke and dead. Very, very sad stuff. Yeah, look at this. Character upgrading the new command center to a planetary fortress. Easy peasy. Extraordinarily easy stuff here. Man, more command centers from character. I gotta hand it to character, man. He just refused to die. He was in a position that a lot of people would have just kind of given up and thrown in the towel, but he's like, nah. I'm going to expand 3 or 4 times all along this bottom side. I'm going to shut you down hardcore. And then, you know, retake my natural, never lose my main. I think character is playing like an absolute boss in this game. Adrenal would be super cool because there are some lanes. 17 of them. Not as many as you might think. Holy blinding cloud zone. That is a giant blinding cloud zone. It does not last very long. As you can see, it's already gone. But, yo, Corrosive Vials, getting some decent connections on Thors. Not super agile, but not impossibly slow either, right? They can kind of do their best to dodge Corrosive Vials. Sucking a lot of HP. And so we're transferring Transfuse energy into Viper energy. Interesting stuff here. Good up Ducks. Good up Ducks. Thor's trying to get out of here. Trying to target fire the Vipers. Not bad target firing there, but losing about 3 or 4 Thors there in the process. Chaos. Liberators joining the party. Ravagers, Corrosive Vialing, almost getting one of them down, sacking this base entirely. Dude, the power of mech at this level of StarCraft is insane. HyperONE's average APM is 300 today, 131 from character. That's kind of the power of mech, though. You don't have to have a ton of APM to use mech effectively. You seriously, look, he thinks, he's like, wait, this is back. Man, I have had literal nightmares about this situation. I'm not kidding. I've had nightmares where I, as a Zerg player, playing a Terran, and I kill a base, and then in the meantime, the Terran is expanding 2 more times. And I can't manage to just kill them entirely because they keep expanding every time. Every time I kill a base, there's more expanding happening. And suddenly there's 10 bases for the Terran, like in this situation. And bases that I thought were killed, I come back later and they've re-established. And it's just like, I can't win. I cannot defeat it. It's like a Hydra. Every head I cut off, 2 more spawn. This is character right now. He is the Terran of my nightmares. I don't feel good about this. This is kind of giving me PTSD. Dreams, man. Nightmares. They can be traumatic and stressful for sure. So yeah, character's allowed to have this base long enough to mine it out. That's what this has come down to. The minerals are gone from this base. And sure, character, you know, he's going to lose these bases now, but he's replaced them with the ones up this left side that HyperONE can't seem to get rid of. He's replaced his natural and his third. And it's a 5th and a 6th and a 7th and just everywhere. This is such a macro map on Force of Nature. But yeah, Team Liquid map contest. HyperONE's kind of turned himself into a pretty fantastic map maker. He made the finals for Team Liquid map contest, the last one. Good Abduct, good Corrosive Vials, good Blinding Clouds. Just really good spell casting here. Oh my gosh, did he think he thought that was enough to kill that planetary? And it was close. Good enough, I would say. All right. But yeah, and he's submitting this one to the next Team Liquid map contest, right? Doing a ton of work for that. He hopes to get one of his selected for this one. And, you know, if you're voting in the Team Liquid map contests, I think this is a pretty good map. There's a million places to expand. It's going to turn into, like, one of the bigger macro maps in recent history if this happens. And for that reason, some people might not like it. But, you know, I like macro games. I like maps that are big with tons of places to expand. Fun ramps, high grounds. Oh, yeah. Places you can set up siege tanks and liberators and broodlords and just go to town on a base. It's great. I mean, HyperONE is having my nightmare, dude. He's like, okay, every base I kill, another one spawns, and there's a giant Thor army now that I can't actually directly engage with, it turns out. A lot of Banelings exploding on a siege tank. This did not go well for HyperONE, actually, and now he's down 103 to 86 army supply. He's making roaches to turn into Ravagers to try to deal with this Thor stuff. Vipers. Is delicious. Drinking HP off of a hatchery, which is getting transfused. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I've been casting StarCraft 2 since 2015. Which was basically the start of Legacy of the Void, effectively. And I'm just not sure I've ever seen Vipers actively sucking energy, consuming energy off of a hatchery that is being transfused. It's kind of genius, actually. I mean, I don't know. I think HyperONE himself says he has some narcissistic tendencies, so I'm not sure that calling him a genius is a good idea for the long term, but I like it. It's a smart idea. It's just directly taking transfuse energy and turning it into Viper energy. It's very cool. I think I said that already, but man, it bears worth repeating. HyperONE expanding, where a character's taken most of the resources from this bottom right. This space too. A lot of resources have been taken from... Oh, maybe not this space. No, this space was taken by the Terran player for a minute. HyperONE back with 142 army supply of Ravagers and Banelings and stuff. Siege tank. Okay. Just a lot of Banelings are crashing onto Thors and tanks and stuff here, which is not what we want. But, sure, killing the natural base is not a bad thing. There we go. Planetary down, and moving into the main base of our guy character would not be terrible. Thors on the other side are saying, okay, fine. You want to trade bases? We'll trade bases. Let me take down one of your hatches up here to the north. Liberator Thor, not a bad combo. And I was just... Banelings exploding on production facilities is not what you want to see. Look at this. All this replacement or production facility up here. 6 factories at a time being produced. So these factories are dead. Character has written them off entirely. Thors, man. They're strong. They got +3 attack. They have a +1 armor, too. These bases, HyperONE is pretty much just, he's okay getting rid of those two. But once you start getting into a little more dangerous territory inside the main base where a lot of the tech structures are, I guess HyperONE could just rebuild those down here, just kind of like CharatcR's done with his factories up in the top. But, oh man, the Thors are combining their forces. When it was just these 4, that was probably doable. That was probably handleable by this army. Oh, they're splitting up, though. They're splitting up. Okay, tanks abducted. Tanks, not a concern anymore. By that, I mean, they actually got to kill them, though. Blinding Cloud on the Thors, which makes them walk directly into Ravager Roach Fire. Excellent. 139 to 78 supply right now. HyperONE is sitting on 3 attack. No armor upgrades today. No Carapace upgrades. He never did get Adrenal, but I'm not sure he's planning on making Lings ever again for the rest of this game. Fusion Core on the way from CharatcR. This is probably Battle Cruiser. He's got a bunch of gas. Not enough minerals to really go for a ton of Battle Cruisers right now, but that's okay. If that's what his entire plan is. Parasitic Bomb even fired onto these here Liberators. Loving it. Abductee. Look, you can abduct a tank over the rocks and kill it. That was the entire intent of Abduct. When Abduct was introduced into StarCraft 2, they were like, look, you can abduct tanks from like low ground to high ground, or you can abduct Colossus from the middle of the army into your army. You can abduct across rocks. It was beautiful. And Zerg players have appreciated it ever since, because man, Abduct is a useful spell, and it's being used pretty well here by HyperONE. So no spellcasters from CharatcR. I say this a lot, but the player that uses spellcasters will defeat the player who doesn't use spellcasters more often than they lose that match. Advanced Ballistics on the way with that Fusion Core tech. All right. He's got a Ghost Academy, though, so could be nukes, could be battle cruisers. A lot of stuff is in the back pocket of CharatcR here. 162 to 117 army supply from HyperONE. I do think armor would be good. I think HyperONE could probably... he doesn't have a ton of gas to afford going for that, but all right. Dude, some Abducts. A Blinding Cloud or two. Where the Vipers go? All right, well, we're just going to do this, I guess. Who needs Vipers, huh? We're just going to absolutely face smash through that Thor group and kill this tank without Abductor Blinding Cloud, and this tank, too. And maybe Abduct a Liberator. No, Parasitic Bomb a Liberator. Trying to corrosive pile down a planetary for like the 3rd time today. Oh gosh. Maybe don't walk into planetary rage. I know it's blinding clouded and everything, but this is a lot of dead Ravager, man. I don't know about this. That's another dead Thor though. Blah. Blah. Army value 70 to 59. A lot of Ravagers died just trying to go after that planetary. Not great. I feel like there was some tank fire, too, that was helping with that. Yeah, that siege tank has 9 kills. HyperONE building more drones. We're going to mine this map out. We're trying our very hardest to mine this map out right now, aren't we? Look at this drone. By the grace of Kerrigan goes that drone, because those Hellions, if they saw it, it would be on fire and it would be dead. Oh, boy. A lot of dead drones here, too. Hellbat transformation is so fast with transformation servos. It's hilarious. Okay, but maybe don't try to kill a spine that's actively poking you, but all right, sure. Went just fine for those guys. Who am I to second guess that kind of a thing? 70 to 69 army supply. HyperONE just doesn't... He doesn't have the meat. He doesn't have the metal to do this. Not right now, but he's trying his best to get more bases and more resources to make it happen. Dude, but seriously, armor upgrades. It's 2+2 armor for the mech for CharatcR. If HyperONE loses this game, it's going to be because largely he doesn't have armor upgrades and CharatcR does. Okay, this planetary is not really serving much of a purpose, but sure, killing a planetary is always good. That is the 8th planetary that has died today. 20 Thors have died, 150 drones, 146 SCVs, 20 Thors. I think I already said that, but wow. 5 hatcheries killed, too. It's been an absolute knockdown, drag 'em out bloodbath on this map today. This thing started with a proxy hatch from HyperONE, mind you. Proxy hatch. Look at character retaking his nat. It's the old 34-minute retaking your natural base guy. So character's up 101 to 76 army supply right now. A lot of HyperONE's army is kind of a lot of injured Ravagers. He's got 8 Ravagers and 4 Vipers, and really should not be able to stand against a concerted Hellbat Thor-style push here from character. Oh, more drones dying too. The abducts did not result in immediate death, and actually that one got abducted twice and survived both abducts. There are not many units in the history of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void where you've been abducted twice and you're still alive after that. I mean, that's going in the Hall of Fame for sure. Character taken, Rich Vespine gas, low base here. I love that characters retake it as natural. That is the highlight of the game for me. I mean, it was worth it for resources. Dude's got mineral patches with 1,500, 1,600 minerals on them. So re-expanding there is totally fine. Dude, Adrenal would be so sick. Okay. My kingdom for Adrenal. Great abducts. Great abducts. Just sick abducts. Boy, these Lings, if they had Adrenal, would be awesome. Good Blinding Cloud, although it reduces the attack range to 1. So Hellbats are actually okay with that. They're okay with being Blinding Clouded if they're fighting Lings. Oh. Bit of a miss there on one of those Corrosive Biles. That's okay. It's 64. Dude, HyperONE's making 48 more Lings without Adrenal Gland upgrades. HyperONE, why must you torture me so? Is that auto turret harass? What is happening? Dude, the triple planetary setup over here is hilarious. Tank down. Okay, so these are dead. These Ravagers are not making it out if you're alive, and I think they know it. Liberator, oh, big time hits. Big time Liberator hits. That extra advanced ballistics range really coming into play there. And it's 110 to 43 army supply. Dude, character was dead in this game. He was dead in this game. All HyperONE had to do was notice that there were some bases that character was trying to ninja expand to, shut those down, and HyperONE wins. But no, character was allowed to expand to crazy places, get away with it for a long time, and then go mech. And then a diamond player like HyperONE is probably going to lose to mech. Especially if he doesn't remember to get Adrenal Glands for the many, many Lings he's producing right now. 400 Lings have died. He's got another 36 ready to die. Not that Adrenal's insanely good against Blue Flame Hellbats or anything, but man, it helps against Thors especially. Yes, you kill them as it stands, but boy howdy, especially if you don't have any armor upgrades for them. Well, Swarm Hosts. HyperONE has decided the answer to this is going to be Swarm Hosts, which I'm not going to rebel against, I don't think. I don't know. Here goes nothing. The problem with Swarm Host defense is that your enemy can just kind of move back, let the Locust expire, and then come back in. And they get free reign for a lot of that time. So Locusts firing. See, army moves back. Swarm hosts are kind of A-moving into this group. Bad? Really bad, actually. Swarm hosts, no. Why are you doing that? And then the Locusts get 0 hits off and die. I think that's it. I think that engagement might just be our GG. It's kind of what the problem is when you're trying to use Swarm hosts on defense. They're much better on offense where the enemy cannot run because the Locusts will pin them in and kill their bases if they run, right? Yeah, man. Upgrades. Upgrades. +3, +2 versus +3, +0. No armor upgrades to the ground units here from HyperONE. No upgrades for the air units, which he doesn't have any, so that's understandable. But, dude. This is Hyper. He's got a lot. He's going to look at this replay, which I'm sure he's already done, and be like, okay. Yeah, that sucked. Oh, these poor Lings, man. No adrenal, no armor upgrades on these guys. It's not happening. It is not happening. 67 to 17 workers in favor of character. How did we even get to this point? Man. Character retaking his third. Because why not? That's what I always say, because why not? Yeah, so this is just... Oh, that Thor got lost. Poor guy. Yeah. So, what? Oh, free Swarm host. Raven providing detection and then dying to Queens. I don't know why character is pulling back so far. What's the plan here, dude? What is Battle Cruiser? All right. So his 0-0 Battle Cruisers are... Well, no. He's got +2 plating because... It's +2 vehicle and ship plating. So they do have the armor upgrade, which is a nice benefit of being Terran. HyperONE has retaken this kind of 12 o'clock base for the second time today. I guess the Thors are waiting for the battle cruiser. Yeah, man. HyperONE's income is bad. He's effectively... It's this. It's effectively this. It's about 300 minerals per minute to 1,700 minerals per minute in favor of character. Man, battle cruisers take forever to build. That is a fact. Dude, more command centers. Dude, character just believes in the power of command centers. Why not? Why shouldn't he believe in the power of command centers? Look at this stutter stepping on the floors. Blue Flame Hellions, good in position. Roast those Locusts up. Okay, Locusts actually got some hits that time. That was not a terrible Locust launch at all. I love the one siege tank firing on a base that has expired Vespene geysers and no minerals. Holy crap, it's alive. 1 HP siege tank, 21 kills, and alive. Look at this dude. He's going to die to broodlings is what's going to happen to him. Battle cruisers decided to fight every queen on the map at the same time without having a jump available and die. Not recommended. Oh, the broodlings don't actually aggro because they're too far away to see what's going on. That is the thing with tanks, man. That is the power of tanks. You could be firing on something and they don't see you, so they won't try to defend themselves. It's crazy. So that's the last source of income from HyperONE. It's gone now. He has 8 drones. I don't know what they're doing. Locust launch is going to take down an orbital because it's not going to... Oh, it lifted. Hey, it lifted. That's what we like to see in Terran land. Good lift. Great lift. Boy, if these Lings only had adrenal or, you know, an armor upgrade, they'd be so much better. Like 40% better at least. Think HyperONE doesn't know? Maybe HyperONE can come into the comments and let us know if he actually thought he had adrenal or not, because I'm going to go with he didn't know. I think that's the best bet. Dude, Blue Flame Hellions just chowing through those 0 armor Locusts. That's the thing. Locusts have 0 armor too. So they're even more squishy to these Blue Flame Hellions than they otherwise would be. Finally, these tanks get wiped out. After killing that hatch, after completely wiping this out entirely, Are we just going to mine the map out at this stage of the game? Is that what the plan is here? I love this jumping battle cruiser play. And by that, I mean, I don't. He's just not getting enough kills to be worth it, man. Jumping into Zerg territory where you don't have a plan if 8 queens show up is not exactly how we do things. I would honestly bring the battle cruisers and make them part of this mech army. This traditional mech army of Thors and Hellbats. Just bring the 2 battle cruisers with you. A move here. And I think you kind of just win the game. HyperONE has 76 minerals in the bank. He can't even, I guess he could long distance mine from here. Oh, don't send, oh, he sent in the Hellions alone. Why would you do that? They're better together. It's the symmetry of the whole thing. Character. I love that he keeps retaking these bases. The natural base is finally going to get mined out at 45 minutes in this game. The Terran's natural base is getting mined out at the 45-minute mark. That is what kind of an insanely crazy game this has been. HyperONE, I mean, at least try long-distance mining from these patches? I don't know. There's not a lot of money left on this map. This is mined out. This is all mined out. This is getting pretty mined out. This is a good base to have. Income once again, better than the 0. So character, if he doesn't win this game from being in a position where he has triple or double the army supply, and he's got income and the Zerg player doesn't, I don't know how character flubs this. As ahead as HyperONE was at like the 10-minute mark of this match, character is more ahead at the 46-minute mark of this match. Thinking about where to launch his locusts. Here it is. Gonna head on down into Planetary Town. Man, Locust DPS is nuts. Okay, so Planetary dead. Cool. An SCV died too. Fine. That's a good hit. Good hit by HyperONE. Now the Lings can roll into this base, which doesn't have a planetary at it anymore, and actually wipe out a ton of these SCVs. Okay, that's a great move by HyperONE. No Adrenal on the Lings, but you know having +3 attack against SCVs is going to go just fine anyway. Look at the slow attack. Look at it. Not as fast as if you have Adrenal, but you're going to take down this transforming planetary anyway. Holy crap, that was a big move. Why were you not defending that with your Thors and stuff, character? You're mining out of your only mining. You're mining out of your only base. This is it. This is gone. This is gone. HyperONE's Desperation Locusts, round 8. Free siege tank. Take the 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 tank. Okay, so didn't settle for anything and got nothing as a result. Holy crap! When did character get 8 battle cruisers? Where did these guys come from? They sniped the Spire. Not that HyperONE has any capability of building Corruptors right now, because he doesn't. Okay, that's your game. And that's it. GG HyperONE and character is your winner in 48 minutes. How many ZVTs in the history of StarCraft have ended because 8 battle cruisers showed up that the Zerg player did not know about, was not prepared for, and cannot handle? It's a lot, right? It is a lot of ZVTs in the history of StarCraft. Character, man, just patiently building battle cruisers over here with his 4 starports. 1, 2, 3, and 4. He's got another one here, too. He learned his lesson about jumping in. He walked these over here. Very smart stuff. And that HyperONE's like, bleh. I don't have enough to kill those. My little non-adrenal Ling Stormhost Queen army is not enough to take care of that. Absolutely not. Smart stuff. Wow. I don't know if I want to classify that as a throw by HyperONE, but it kind of was. Look, in the end, a big mech army at this level is very hard for a Zerg player at Diamond to deal with. That's just the reality of the matter. I don't know how many times I've cast a ZVT where it's been traditional mech at Diamond and the Zerg players handled it. It's very hard. Sure, the pros can do it, but we're not the pros. We're Diamond. So the fact that HyperONE lost after that stage, understandable, relatable. The fact that he was up something like 50 to 12 army supply, character was contained to his main base and could not get out, and somehow won this game anyway, is amazing. It is, especially on a big map like this, you got to be so aware of every expansion your enemy is taking on you. I know I said this before, but it bears repeating. If HyperONE found those ninja bases of character and killed them as they were coming up or as they were just in their beginning stages, yeah, I think that would have been enough to win the game. Woof. Also not getting Adrenal. Not getting Adrenal at all. He got a hive at 17 minutes. No Adrenal for the rest of the game and lost 600 lings. That is just a crime against Zerg, man. 83,000 resources lost from HyperONE, 72,000 lost from character. 200 drones died today, 176 SCVs. 9 planetaries, holy smokes, 2 orbitals and 4 command centers, 11 hatcheries and a hive. Remember what I say? Killing 10 hatcheries is a good way to win a TVZ. Did it today. Character made it happen. Boy, howdy. 78 Ravagers went down, 20 Vipers. That's a lot of spellcasters. 3 Ravens died. You know what? Character did use Ravens. He did use spellcasters today and got the win. So fair enough, dude. 29 tanks, 23 Thors, and 2 battle cruisers. Oh, that was a marathon for both players. I bet they were both exhausted after that. I'm tired after casting it. So GG. GG to character getting that win against the enemy HyperONE today. And HyperONE sent this in, and it was a loss. So always keep that in mind. HyperONE does not have so much of an ego that he will not send in a loss, which is a good game. This was a crazy game. From the Zerg perspective, I would not call it a good game, but it was a crazy game, that's for sure. So GG, check out HyperONE's YouTube channel, link in the description, and that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.